morning and welcome to our kitchen. I'm Gordy Galusha.
I'm Nancy Ostrich.
And today we're going to be making a corned beef casserole and Reese's peanut butter chocolate chip cookie bites. And we're going to start off with Nancy.
The first thing I have to do, excuse me, is melt 2 tablespoons of butter or margarine in my fry pan. And then I'm going to saute a small to medium onion. And it didn't come with the recipe, but I had some celery I wanted to start using up. So I also chopped up a stalk of celery. So I'm going to saute this to cook it down. And while that is happening, I have to turn it back to Gordy.
This morning I'm going to make a very easy dessert snack or kids snack after school or a party snack or anything. I went to Market 32 and I got a roll of chocolate chip cookies. And what I did was I cut them in pieces and I put them in a muffin tin. And what I'm going to do, I cut them in a circle. I have a few more here to bake after. So this is about all it is for me, is the cookies. And they're called chocolate chip cookie bites. And I'm going to put them in the oven, a 350-degree oven for 12 minutes. And when they come out, they should be adhered to the muffin tins. And when they're ready, then I will put a Reese's peanut butter cup right in the middle. And that will melt the Reese's peanut butter cup, and it will be all nice and gooey. I'm going to put them in a 350-degree oven for 12 minutes. I'm going to set my timer. I'm going to set my timer probably for maybe 13. Okay, back to Nancy.
This onion and celery are still cooking, and I picked this recipe. We're filming this around St. Patrick's Day, corned beef time, which we think about in March. Probably won't see it before St. Patrick's Day, but I'm just saying that I thought I would do it. It's going to serve 8 to 10 people, so it's going to make a 9 by 13. And I'm going to be using canned corned beef. I think it would be better cooked corned beef that would be doing instead of the canned stuff, but I don't have that right now. So I'm going to have to break while this cooks down some more. Okay, I've got the vegetables cooked down to what I want, and I'll just pull it off the heat for a minute while I continue on. I'm going to stir in 2 tablespoons of flour. To that, I'm going to add some salt and pepper to taste, and I've got some lemon pepper seasoning here, and it's got salt in it, which I don't usually look for when I want lemon pepper, and I can find it at one of our local grocery stores. And also a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. Now to this I'm going to add 2.5 cups of milk. And I think we'll break until I can get this thickened up, because it might take 2 or 3 minutes. And so I'm going to keep stirring this until it thickens to the consistency I want. So when it's that point, we'll be back.
What I have to do next for my cookie bites is I have to put a peanut butter cup in the middle. By doing that, it will melt and be nice and gooey and yummy. Then you have to let them cool for a little while before you take them out of the pan. Okay, that's it for the peanut butter cookie bites. I hope you try them because they are very good. And back to Nancy.
Okay, I elected to, I've got the mixture boiling and it's thickened. But I'm thinking, as I hadn't done this recipe before, at this point I'm going to put aside the 1/2 cup. The recipe said 2.5 cups of milk. And it's thick enough right now for me with the 2 cups of milk. If I think when I finish it off, I need a little more, there's some milk I can add. So I'm going to stir into my cream mixture 3 medium potatoes, and like this, that I cooked earlier and cubed. This is kind of a put-together recipe, and use your judgment as to maybe not quite as much of one thing if you want the different consistencies or you're getting too much ingredients in with the cream sauce. I also have a regular size 15.5-ounce can of whole kernel corn that I've drained. And again, stir in a little at a time. maybe I'll decide I need the rest of the milk when I get the different ingredients in. And then a 12-ounce can of the corned beef. That I have cubed. This is when I'm going to decide that I will pour in some more of that milk. Keep putting in, and you may not want the whole can of corn or all the corned beef. I've got it on the heat so it keeps warming up. This is going to go into a 400-degree oven. And bake for 30 minutes or so till it's nice and hot and bubbly. And then I have something else to finish it off with. So I'm going to put this into a 9 by 13 pan and put it in the oven. And then when I'm finishing it off, we'll come back. Okay, I've had this, the casserole, in the oven for about 30 minutes, and it's hot and bubbly, of course. And now I'm going to finish it off with placing buttermilk biscuits from the tube on top of the, and this opened up so nicely. You didn't see it, but I just was pulling it apart and it popped up, and I didn't have to use a spoon even. These are jumbos. I'm going to put just 6 on. And put them back in the oven to cook for about 10 to 15 minutes till they're golden brown. I didn't bring any extra margarine or butter, but you can melt butter and brush on the butter on your biscuits. So back in the oven.
You want some butter?
Do we have some? Okay, well, we'll break while I'm going to melt some butter and brush it on the biscuits. So, and when we come back, we'll be at our table. Welcome back to our table. We're on program number 245.
Yes.
I think so, yeah. Today I made a casserole with corned beef. This is, I'd not made this before, so I'm not sure. It looks nice. It was easy to put together. And I cooked down some onion, and I did add some celery because I wanted to use some up. So that was cooked down, and then I added the flour and seasoning, Worcestershire sauce, to and then milk to make a cream sauce. I did only put about 2 cups instead of 2.5 cups first to make the cream sauce, and I put the ½ cup aside to see if I needed it later. When that was cooked up and thickened up, I just stirred in 2 to 3 medium potatoes, which I had cooked and cubed, 1 can of whole kernel corn, which was drained, and 1 can, 12-ounce can of corned beef. Now I'm thinking maybe if I make this again and I had corned beef that I had cooked left over, this would be a way to use up some corned beef. I think I'd like that better than the canned corned beef. So that was put into a 9x13 baking dish, which I had sprayed with shortening. Went into a 400-degree oven for about 30 minutes, and it came out all bubbly. To that, I have put on buttermilk biscuits from the tube, and these are the big ones. So I put 6 on, put them back, the pan back in the oven, and cooked for 10 to 15 minutes to cook the biscuits. So that is the main course. And how about your dessert, Gordy?
Today I made what is called Reese's Peanut Butter Chocolate Chip Cookie Bites, and this is what they look like. They're made out of a roll of chocolate chip cookie dough. You cut them, slice them, and put them in a muffin tin, and then you bake them for 12 minutes. And then when they come out of the oven, you pop in a miniature Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, and this is what they look like when they're all melted. They are very good, so please give them a try. Your kids will love them. You won't have very many left after you put them on the plate and show them that's what you made that day. So if you would like any of these recipes, please send us off address stamped envelope to Dalton Community Cable, 151 Park Avenue, Dalton, Mass. 01226. And that's all from our kitchen today. Have a great day.